of the great things about living where we do is that we have a real sense of belonging to a community. Generally, we look after each other and the people are there for us. This also applies to us as part of the UK or worldwide. We are citizens on lots of levels. I wanted to know exactly what a good citizen was, so I looked it up. The definition said that it is someone who respects others and their property. They are helpful and considerate, willing to put others first. A responsible citizen has a role in making the world a better place, whether that's in their local area or on a worldwide scale. If we want the community around us or the world in general to be the best it can be, we must make a difference and set an example to others. This week, we are going to make a difference. To help you with this, I've outlined a plan to work through. You can choose whatever you want to be a good citizen, whatever it is that you feel strongly about. But I've chosen litter on the moor for my concern. I'll show you how I've used the plan. You're welcome to pinch my theme or any of my ideas, or you can think of your own cause. That's entirely your choice. Let's have a look at that plan. So, making a difference, citizenship project. What are you passionate about? What do you want to do something about? Is it something in your local community or a national or international concern? This is a week-long project, afternoons only probably, to help you get organised to make a difference. So, I said that I was really concerned about litter on the moor. I was out the other day, just walking my dog, and I spotted some snowdrops in the hedgerow. So I went to have a closer look, and they were covered in old cans, Red Bull and Coke cans. I couldn't believe it. And as I looked around even more, within 50 metres of my house, I found 7 bits of rubbish. There's a photo of them here. Just thrown out from cars, probably. I was really cross. I wanted to look at the lovely scenery and I wanted to enjoy my walk, and all I could see was litter everywhere. I couldn't believe it. It was such a lovely place to live, and somebody had made it really, really messy. Not only that, my poor dog, I had to keep pulling her away because she might have cut her paw or chewed something she shouldn't have done. Not to mention the wildlife that might have chewed it or been near it by accident. Also, I couldn't believe it. All these things could have been recycled. So there was an eco issue here as well. I was beginning to get really quite concerned, so I decided to do something about it. So, in order to kick into action, this is what I felt I needed to do. Before I start, I was going to collect some real evidence. I had photos. I'm going to go out and take some more because I think there's a lot more litter lying around and I want to see what kind of rubbish there is out there. I'm going to look online for some facts. Is this a real problem? Do others think it's an issue? Then I thought I'd create a graph. I'm going to make a line graph, I think, where I can sort out all the different kinds of rubbish and just collate some evidence. I might make a pictogram as well because I'm interested to see if there's a certain type of rubbish or if it's just general. So that's my first step. I'm then going to find out what other people think because this could be something that I'm just concerned about. So to do that, I'm going to get a questionnaire sorted, a survey. When I do that, it's going to be really important to find out if others are bothered by this too. I'll collect all my replies and sum them up. And it's important not to put words in people's mouths. I need to be fair and I need to be objective. Here's a survey that I'm going to use so you can pinch my ideas if you want to. So here it is, survey, what do you think? It says, I'm doing a citizenship project at school and looking into, and you can fill in whatever it is you're looking at. I would like to know what your thoughts are to help me get a bigger picture of this issue. Please could you complete the questions below and return to me as soon as you can. I won't use your name and I will only add your responses to my general collection of information. And I have just 3 questions here, and it's asking people if they think it's a problem, whether it's affected them, and then for their ideas, what do you think needs to be done to improve the situation? I'm going to be really careful with this, and you'll need to make sure that you only send this to someone that grown-ups have said it's okay to send it to, so be careful with that. Okay, I'll collect that evidence and I might make that into a graph as well. The other thing I'm going to do is ask the experts. There are lots of people out there that will know far more about this than I do. So for my project, I'm going to get in touch with Keep Britain Tidy. They've got a really good website, and it'll help me find out how I could be helpful and what needs to happen next. It'll tell me about other people's stories as well, so it'll put me in the picture far more clearly. That's what I'm going to do before I start. Next, I'm going to start to make an action plan so that I get everything just right. So, my action plan, it'll sort out what I need to do and how I'm going to do it, and it'll also help me find out if I've been successful. I won't expect to solve everything in a week or so I need to be really realistic, but I can still make a note of what still needs to happen. Okay, we'll talk about the staying safe in a minute. Okay, so this is your action plan, or my action plan, nice and simple. Down the side, I think these are the things I need to consider. I need to consider how to educate people, because the chances are they might not know what they're doing isn't the right thing. I think where it says do this week, in this section here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a leaflet. And I'm going to do it a bit like a non-chronological report. Do you remember? I've done a really rough one here, look. So I'm going to collect all my facts, so all the things that I've discovered, I'm going to put onto a diagram like this. I'm going to look at my evidence. I'm going to look at what other people thought. Then I'm thinking that I might need some more facts about the environmental impact and the effect maybe on tourism and on the scenery. That's going to be fact. I'm also going to need an introduction and a summary or an outro where I can maybe put my opinions in as well. So my leaflet is going to have this information. It's going to be non-chronological, and it's there to educate people. Do people really know what they're doing is wrong? I then think I need to help change people's behaviour. And I was thinking about the best way to do this, and I think what I might do is make a poster. So my poster would just outline exactly what I think people are doing wrong and what they could do to solve this. So to make sure that I get that right, I'm going to try and think about how to be persuasive. When we did some persuasive work just before Christmas, we looked at some features, things like snappy slogans, wordplay and rhetorical questions. And I'll have to think very carefully about my presentation, make it really big and bold. So I think for changing behaviour, I'm going to go for a poster. Next, my take action. What am I actually going to go and do? So I think what I'll do is I'll get a rubbish bag, a pair of gloves, and I'll go out and I'll do some litter picking. At this point, you need to be thinking very carefully about keeping yourself safe. So I've drawn up a risk assessment here. This is what grown-ups in school have to do and when they're at work to make sure that they don't come to any harm. These are some of the things that I thought I'd need to think about, and I think you'll need to think about too. So most importantly, COVID. I'm going to make sure that I stay in my bubble. I'm going to keep a safe distance from everybody, and I'm going to use hand sanitizer at all times. Hygiene. I've still got this box to fill in, but I know that if I'm picking up other people's rubbish, I'm going to need either one of those snazzy litter pickers on a stick, or I'm going to need to put some very strong rubber gloves on, and I'm going to make sure I'm going to bag up rubbish, and I'm not going to touch anything that I'm not happy about. So it's just cans and bits of paper really, so I'll avoid really mucky stuff. Stranger danger. don't go out by yourself to do whatever it is you're doing. Make sure you take an adult with you, or at least make sure they know what you're up to, and don't wander off too far. And don't stop to have a chat with strangers. Just talk to people you know if they ask you what you're doing. I need to think about road safety for mine as well. If I'm out collecting near roads. So again, you would need to go with an adult. I'm going to put a high-vis jacket on. I'm going to go during daytime, and I'm going to stop when there's traffic. And I'm not going to go near any big main roads. So think very carefully about road safety. E-safety. Don't go on social media if you're underage. Tell an adult who you're posting surveys to, and just be careful what you're looking at. Make sure you're sticking to within sites that your family are happy with. And also need to think about the cost. I'm not going to spend money here. I'm just going to use things that I've got around the house. So I'm going to use my best Marigold rubber gloves that I found in the cupboard, and an old sack. And I've already got a high-vis jacket. So keep the cost down. I also thought I need to be careful about making sure I stay legal. So I'm going to add an extra box to this. There are certain rules about where you can stick posters and what you can do. So be careful. Okay. The key here is to make sure an adult knows what you're doing at all times. Okay. So you'll need to fill in that risk assessment. Stay safe. That's really important. Okay. Working as a community I thought was really important. I can't do this by myself. I think if it wasn't for COVID, I'd have all of you out there picking up rubbish with me. But I know I'm going to stay and make sure and just work with my bubble. But I might, depending on what kind of rubbish I find, if it's takeaways and things, I might go and ask some of the shopkeepers very kindly if they would put up my poster for me. You could have a look at that. It's also worth noting, if you go online to petition.parliament.uk, you have the right to start a petition. And if enough people sign it, it has to be debated in Parliament. There may already be petitions about the things that you're concerned about that you could sign. There's lots you could do there. Get your community involved, but remember to stay safe. Okay, so that's my action plan so far. I'm going to go out and get cracking. I'm going to get some photos, make my graphs, put things on maps, make my poster, and make my leaflets. And then I'll get back to you probably about Wednesday-ish to let you know how I'm getting on. I really hope that you can get stuck into this and feel that you've got something that you want to be passionate about and that you can make a change. How are you going to make a difference this week? Good luck. I'm fascinated to know what you choose. And I will speak to you on Wednesday. Take care. Bye.